Hello. How's it going? It's Sunday. It's about 6 p.m. I've been really busy today. Are you busy too, Ashley? I don't know if you can hear him yelling. What's up, Ashley? Come here. No, he's going in the bedroom. What a little shit. So I just had some pasta. Whole wheat. Not my favorite thing in the world, but that's okay. I love pastas. Whole wheat pasta. I don't know. It's like a different texture to me. I don't know. Also eating some veggie straw sweet potato. I do love sweet potatoes. They're awesome. Let's see. What else is going on today? We did go grocery shopping last night. We did watch Drag Race last night. We did not take a walk yesterday. It just didn't happen. Today, I've already had a migraine, so I doubt I'm taking a walk today. I'm getting a little tired of missing my walks, so... But there's things beyond my control. Well, anyway, fun times. I am going to see my family doctor tomorrow because I am having so much of an issue with my disability right now. So, let's just bitch for a minute. I'm never going back to the neurologist, by the way. I'm so pissed at them. So, in December, at a visit with my neurologist, she actually suggested that I may need to do a disability leave because I was in the middle of that cycle of like 18 days in a row of migraines and nothing was stopping it. And I was missing a lot of work. So, she's the one that mentioned it. Then, like, a week later, when I contacted her about it, she was like, are you wanting to reduce your hours or completely not be at work? And I'm like, how is reducing hours going to help? Like, I realize that less hours you're there, just, you know, probability and statistics. I think that would make it less likely that you miss. But at the same time, when I'm having 15 plus migraine days a month out of a 30-day month, I'm still gonna miss a lot. And the other issue is my job isn't one that can be done like part-time or for reduced hours. Like, I'm a team leader for a company and I usually work like 41, 42 hours a week, like just over 40. And don't always get everything done. Like, it's just a really busy job. There's a lot of paperwork to do, administrative stuff, like coaching things to do. It's just, there's a lot to do. And if I miss a day due to like a migraine or whatever, or even if I schedule a day off, not that I got to do that often last year, but then I'm behind because now I have 4 days to do what I would have done in 5 days normally. Like, the same amount of stuff still has to be done. So I was really confused by her being like her being surprised that I actually wanted to take a full leave where I'm not at work. Because I thought that's what she had suggested anyway, and she knows how migraines work. So, and honestly, during that 18-day period, I was losing my mind. Like, I would have been willing to do almost anything to get rid of those migraines. So, like I told you, the first leave was scheduled for about 6 weeks to the end of January. because we were doing the second Botox section in January. It was supposed to be the miracle. Then at the end of January, when I needed my leave extended because the Botox didn't work, my neurologist did not want to extend it. They absolutely did not. At first, they said all they would do is put me back to work, but with restricted hours. And I did not understand it. Again, that's not how migraines work. Like, I had a migraine today, for example. And I do sometimes work weekends at work. We alternate who works weekends. But, so, whether I'm scheduled 4 hours, 2 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours, whatever I'm scheduled, if I have a migraine that day, I am missing all those hours. So the fact that I'm scheduled for 4 hours is not any better than being scheduled for 8 hours. That makes sense. Because I'm still missing it. So, and there's a lot of like things, symptoms, and not feeling good that continues after the migraine's gone too, which I've explained. So even if, you know, say I was going in the afternoon, so you're like, okay, well if you get a migraine in the morning, that gives you time to get rid of it. I still don't feel up to being at work the rest of the day. So this confused me. So then I said, okay, you have two choices. The functional capacity assessment, which I've already talked about on here and bitched highly about, because it literally makes no sense to me for a neurologist to suggest that for migraines. Or go see a specialist, a headache specialist. Because I guess my neurologist isn't a headache specialist. Neurology treats migraines and other types of headaches. Like, that confused me altogether. Why do I need to go see a different specialist? But okay. That's how we got the whole Mayo Clinic thing started. Well, since the Mayo Clinic appointment wasn't until April 11th, my neurologist agreed to extend my leave to April 21st. Okay? And then they wanted the Mayo Clinic to take over. So, hang on, I need a drink. All of a sudden felt like I was gonna cough. I still kind of feel like it. Alright. But then when I went to the Mayo Clinic, like I've already told you, he was like, I don't know why they sent you. Like, we're not doing anything here other than what they're doing. So, and he did not want to take over my disability, and that makes sense. He was like, your local doctor needs to take that over. For one thing, to stay on it, you have to continue going to the doctor to give disability updates to say that yes, it's, you know, nothing's improved, I still need to be off. And it doesn't make sense for the Mayo Clinic to do that when they're 3 hours away from me. And they're not the ones that have been treating me for the last 2 years. It makes sense for my neurologist to be the one to continue it. So, then when I went to my neurologist, well, I didn't go see them, but talked to them after my visit with the Mayo Clinic on the 11th, and said, you know, I need this extended because the Mayo Clinic didn't have a miracle to fix it, so nothing has improved. Like, literally nothing has changed or improved since I went on my leave. Nothing. There's not a damn thing that has changed since I went on my leave. So, my neurologist was like, well, we'll extend it one more time, because I have an appointment with my neurologist set for May 15th. They were like, we will extend it one more time to your May 15th appointment, but after that, you're going to have to go get the functional capacity assessment if you want us to extend it anymore. Now, I think I talked about this in another vlog already, but I'm leading up to where we're at now, okay? So, I was not thrilled, because again, a functional capacity assessment, like I talked about in the video where I discussed that, makes no sense for someone with migraines. It just does not. So, I talked to my family doctor, and he's like, hey, don't worry about it. I will take over filling out your forms for you, you know, after they do this one, because I'd already talked to the neurologist about extending it to May 15th. He was like, I'll take it over from there. You're not going to have to do a functional capacity test. I'm like, alright. Well, that paperwork went to the disability place, I think by the end of that week on the 14th, but it might have been like Monday the 17th. Well, today's the 30th. They still have not approved the extension. I have not been paid since the 11th, and they pay weekly. So I'm missing a lot of pay. That's becoming really difficult for me and my husband to pay the bills because we're not getting anything from me right now. In addition to that, when you're on a leave like this from your job, apparently your benefits end at some point. Not a disability, because I'm on a disability leave, so that won't end, but like my health insurance. That ended about 6 weeks ago. So we had to put me on my husband's insurance. The problem with that is that through my job, my insurance premiums were 100% paid by my job. So we were paying nothing per month for my insurance premiums. Through my husband's job, we are now paying $300 a month for my insurance. So I'm still on 60% income, and our bills just went up $300 a month, basically. I mean, it's not a bill we pay every month, but his paychecks for the month are reduced by a total of $300. So, like, I can't have, like, my money held up like this. Like, this is not good. And then, so, my HR at work has only received 2 forms. They received the initial one that was a leave to the end of January, and then beginning of February they received one that was that said through April 21st. Both times they approved it with no problem, no questions, everything's cool. Now they have decided that the paper they received to extend it to May 15th does not have enough information. It's not good enough, and they need more information by May 3rd if I'm going to continue my leave from work. So my job is in jeopardy too. And I mean, I've never been in this situation, so I don't know for certain, but I'm assuming if they don't get the information they need so that they don't approve my leave from work, then that would mean I'm supposed to return to work. And then if I don't return to work, well, then I'm assuming I would be fired. And if I'm fired, then I also would assume that I would no longer have the short-term disability benefit. I'm stressed. And that doesn't help my migraines. So, luckily my family doctor had an appointment available for tomorrow morning, Monday morning. And I'm going to see him and talk to him about all this and see if he can get the information that my HR needs. Because I'm not going back to my neurologist for it. They seem to be actively working against me. I mean, the functional capacity assessment, I've already talked to you guys about that in another video and ranted about it. It makes 0 sense for someone with migraines. And my neurologist should know that. So I don't understand. We'll see what happens when I go talk to my family doctor tomorrow. He at least seems to care. So, alright. I think I'm done ranting for now. Well, not really ranting, it's just that I'm really stressed about it all. I mean, because of everything that has happened, and like all the money we lost last year. You know, I already told you guys that I had 18 days unpaid, right? because of all the time I missed for migraines and then my car accident. So that alone, hang on. That alone is over $2,000 in pay that we missed. Not to mention what we spent going to the neurologist, going to the emergency room, going to get prescriptions. Like, that was at least another $1,000 to $2,000, and that's not an exaggeration. I mean, the ER visits alone were $200 for the copay, and it's $50 every time I go to the neurologist. So, basically, our income was reduced last year too, just not in a direct way. It was in an indirect way. So we have nothing in savings right now. Like, last year would have probably been the first time that we were stable enough we could start putting money in savings. But then because of my migraines, we couldn't. Because of the money we lost through me having migraines and going to the doctor and medical expenses and all that. So we don't have anything in savings. And neither one of us make enough to pay the bills alone. It's just not that easy. I mean, when we moved into this apartment, I had a different job then. And I was making $13 an hour, and he was making, I think he started at 8 something at the job he had at the time. That's not a lot of income. So there was absolutely no way we could, like, get in a situation where, you know, we rent an apartment that was decent, you know, not scary, and, you know, one of us be able to pay the bills completely just in case anything happened. Like, that wasn't possible. And, you know, we had so many issues with, like, you know, like last year we traded in our car that was having some problems and got a new one. And then 3 months later, it got totaled when someone rear-ended me. I mean, shit just keeps happening. So, I do my best to try to stay positive and not be like a victim, okay? It's just that sometimes the stress gets to me, like right now, when I'm trying to figure out how to pay rent that's due tomorrow. And I don't have a paycheck. And it's literally out of my control. Like, I'm doing everything I can, making phone calls, emailing, that kind of shit, but that's all I can do. I can't make them approve my claim, and I can't make them, you know, send the check. So, it's out of my control, and I hate that, because I'm concerned. I'm trying not to be stressed, but I am. That's why I couldn't sleep the other night. It's because I was thinking about all this. But, yeah. I still believe it will get better. I just don't know how much worse it's going to get before then. So, I'm going to let you guys go. I will see you tomorrow. Bye.